I think this call 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Live back at Mike's Magic Auto Detailing and Paint Enhancement here in Sharpsburg, Georgia. I don't know if that thing's focusing or not. I'm waiting to see if somebody jump in here. Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, we'll go ahead. We are 99% done with our customer's 98 Mustang. Oh boy. In a couple of hours, it will have been here a week exactly. Although, when he brought it late Monday, there really wasn't much of a chance to do anything. So, 6 days and a few hours. But the clear coat restore. Hey, Miss Glenda. Hey there, sweetie. The clear coat restorer went on there about this time yesterday, and I had to have my big fan go on. I had my air conditioner going. I had my heater going, trying to get this stuff to cure in this high humidity weather we've been having. But it finally cured enough where I could go ahead and put our sealant, which is up there on the top of the car. I may wipe it back down just a little bit more. And it would be best if this young fella can park this in his garage for a day or so, because what this is Glenda, is literally a new clear coat. Hey, Kevin. It's basically a new clear coat, so I don't have a drying booth or none of that kind of fancy stuff, so it's going to take it all, I would say, a few days or more to really get totally hard like the clear coat on your car is. But I'm telling you, this Optimum Clear Coat Restorer is good stuff, Kevin. It's good stuff, buddy. I'm telling you, I like it. Where are you watching from, Kevin? Where are you at there, brother? But, man, this was a beast to do. And I've got the hood propped open because I did detail the engine bay a little bit and letting some of that protect it. I put on some of that stuff, cure up. Did the wheels and tires. The tires were also done with Optimum Tire Protectant, whatever they call it. And the wheels, I put a glaze on them and then topped it with that King's Guard up there, Kevin. I think you probably know what that is, right? Right, Kevin? Kevin? Right? But anyway, man, this thing was a beast. Wet sanded. Well, it was strip washed first, and then decontaminated, and then clay barred, and brought in here, and well, it was brought in here in clay barred, and after all that, it was wet sanded 3000 grit, and then it was compounded with a Sonex Max Cut with a wool pad. Some parts with a hybrid wool pad from Lake Country, and then it was polished. That took forever. And then after I prepped it up a little bit, Kevin, and then according to the Clear Coat Restorer instructions, I had it so smooth I had to go back over it again real quick, Kevin, with another buffer and wool pad to kind of put some little bit of scratching in the paint so that Clear Coat Restorer would have something to grab a hold to. And then I put it on. It took almost the entire 9 ounces. It comes in a can of 9 ounces to do this car. Almost all of it. There's the can laying right there. I sealed it up in a plastic bag. There's a little bit left. I'll stick it in the fridge or the freezer as they recommend. See if it'll make it keep a little while longer in case I just need a touch of it somewhere for some odd thing. Maybe something on my motorcycle or something, Kevin. You never know. You never know. But we'll take a little walk around. I also polished all the exterior glass, Kevin. Says there's 3 people watching, but I don't see but 2. This thing remains a mystery to me. Maybe one of you can explain this at Facebook Live to me. Did all down in the front end. Did his headlights for him, although they weren't bad, so they didn't need a lot of attention. No wet sanding or nothing, because they were good. You know, they're relatively new. But if anybody out there watching knows where you can get these gaskets here, they ain't worth a doodle squat, because I have a 98 Mustang also, which you can see sitting behind this one. That's mine out there, and those things deteriorate quickly. They're so cheap, and I haven't been able to find anywhere to watch them. Hey, somebody else popped up. But if I could find those, hell, I'd order 2 or 3 sets of them. But you can see this paint is slick. It is slick. I like those wheels and tires. I'm not sure. I might like those wheels better than the wheels I got on mine. I'm not real sure about that. Does anybody know if those are stock? They got the Mustang emblem on them. I'm assuming that they are. Mine came from American Muscle. Of course, mine are a lot wider than this. You don't know if you can tell that from here. Mine are wider in the back than they are the front. They were like that when I bought the car, so who knows. But I'd say 98% of all the scratching is gone. There's still a few left that were just too deep. If y'all ever do this kind of work, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, Michael Crumper. But this car came in, didn't have a whole lot of shine to it. All kind of oxidation, as people call it. Paint damage. You know, it was flat, almost no shine. Almost a week's work. Finished with that clear coat restorer to make it look like this. And at this level, it is my opinion that without repainting this car, which it's a Mako paint job on here, it's not going to get any better than this. Hey, Mr. Crumpler! I'm just finishing up this customer's Mustang, Mike. I got to put the license plates back on it yet. I did a full paint, you know, not enhancement, but paint correction on it, blah, 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 blah. And then put what they call optimum clear coat restorer on it, Mike, because it was a single stage paint. All my white wool pads are now red from this. Oh, man. It was a beast. It was a beast. And then I put this Optimum Clear Coat Restorer on it, Mike, which is literally a wipe-on, self-leveling clear coat. And this boy's going to come get it here in a couple hours, I think. And it'll be best if he can leave it sit inside for a couple of more days at least, because this stuff it's cured enough to work with now, but it's still hardening some. You know, if I had a drying booth, I could speed that up, but it's still going to dry, and it's very soft right now. It says on the instructions you could wash it now if you wanted to. I've been on it. They brought it last Monday night, Mike, so I started on it first thing Tuesday morning. I don't even know how many hours. Not all day, every day, but every day, you know, I'd say probably 30 to 40 hours at a minimum. But see, yesterday when I put that clear coat restorer on, you have to wait 24 hours before you can do anything to it at a minimum. So I kept checking it along during the day today, Mike, and it finally got dry and cured enough where I could work with it and put that topper on it that I've got laying up there. So I topped it off with a high shine sealer, but it's still soft. I mean, if you rub your finger across it right now, you'll leave a scratch. You will. So it'll be a couple more days before it gets hard enough, really, in my opinion, to wash it or anything. And if I could avoid it if it were my car, I'd take it somewhere and park it in a garage and let this stuff cure some more. If it's nice and sunny outside, yeah, I'd park it outside, let the sun speed up that process. And even just this cloudy day like today, it will help. It would help it being outside. I kept it inside because I didn't want dust and stuff getting into the clear coat while it was curing. But I don't know if y'all remember, this thing had almost no shine. What shine it had was very dull. These stripes were in pitiful, pitiful shape. So we've got them resurrected. Of course, they got that clear coat on them now too. So they're looking good. Pretty happy with the way this one turned out. It's like I say, Mr. Mike, without repainting this car, you know, it's not going to get any better than what it is right now without repainting it. It can't get no better than what it is right this minute. Except in 4 or 5 days, I could put a ceramic coating on it if he so chose. And I will offer to do that for him. Not for free, of course. But this Optimum Clear Coat Restore, Mike, that I put on here is $100 for 9 ounces. And I was saying just a few minutes ago, it took almost the whole can to do this car. So that's a little pricey, but it's still a hell of a lot cheaper than a new paint job. Which, you know, this would look better, obviously, with a new paint job, but for an old, cheap Mako paint job, I don't think this is bad at all. See, I can see some scratches still on the roof from here, but they were so bad, so deep, I couldn't get them in. The Clear Coat Restore didn't fill them in altogether as I had hoped it would. But that's just the way it goes. Sometimes they're just too deep. Especially when you have these cheap paint jobs. They put it on so thin and the paint is so soft. They don't let it cure properly. They spray them and send them out the door, basically. So that's... sometimes you're just stuck with a spot or two like that. Nothing you can do about it. Like I say, don't chase perfection on these cars. That's where you cause yourself problems. You know, like he's got scratches in the window. Some bad ones right there. See, there's nothing you can do about that at all. Nothing. I mean, my fingernail just almost sinks right down in those. Hey, Mr. Jaguars, Mr. Michael. Oh, boy, I got 2 mics on here, and they both used to work for me at different places. How about that? That's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. But it's all finished, Mr. Mike. Jaguars. And it's been a long, long journey. But I think this boy's going to be happy with it. Because it come in here with just barely a dull shine and tons of oxidation. And as I was telling Mike, the other Mike, I put the Optimum Clear Coat Restore on here, which is literally a wipe-on, self-leveling clear coat. You don't spray it on, you wipe it on. And you have to wipe it on pretty liberally. It's not really a do-it-yourself project. Because that's $100 for 9 ounces, Mike. And it took almost the whole can. Almost. There's very little left. You can see I had my fan set up, my heat set up, everything. That's what the can looks like. Optimum Clear Coat Restore. And I bet you there ain't a spoonful of it left. So, $100 just for that to do this car. You know, but I think it came out looking extremely nice compared to what it did. And so I've done my car with it once, because my car also has a cheap Mako paint job on it. This is the customer's car. That's mine. Mine's a GT. This is a 6-cylinder, just a regular Mustang. But I screwed mine up because I didn't really follow all the directions properly. So I've got streaking in mine, which is not a big deal. You just buff it off and reapply. That's basically all there is to it. So, but I'll have to buy another $100 worth of stuff. Another 9 ounces for $100. the wheels and tires. Now, those tires have optimum tire protectant on them, which is also a very pricey, durable tire protectant. I've had it on mine sometimes for 6 months or more, and it still lasted. Of course, my car don't get the beating that most people's daily drivers do, but I mean, that thing is slick as glass now, folks. I mean, slick compared to what it was when it come in here. Hey, Miss Linda, you always show up right when I'm getting ready to go off the air, as they say. But I'm all done, Miss Linda. I think you've watched a couple of these along the way videos on this. And by the way, if y'all go to my YouTube channel, you can click on this playlist and you can follow the whole journey on this car as I moved along, and some other ones too. Hey, Mr. Jaguars, the last car I did before this one, I don't know if you saw any of those videos, was a 1947 Cadillac two-door sedan. Awesome car. Awesome. Oh, man. That was something else doing that car too. But there's a whole playlist on YouTube. If I think about it, I'll put the YouTube link under this video here in a little while after it posts to Facebook. I got to put his license plates back on for him. He has a back one and a front one. And this car is ready for the customer, y'all. Ready. Ready, ready, ready. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Got any questions, observations, criticisms, anything you need to know or want to comment about, please feel free to do it below. I even take criticism if you got some. I'm not bulletproof. I'm not perfect, and I'll take any suggestions or criticisms anybody can come up with. I got some nice glaze on those wheels too, some high dollar glaze to help protect those. I got ceramic coating on mine, but that's another story for another day. But anyway, folks, I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much.